Rupakadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschata Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Yes, I want all of you to recite with me once. Hare Krishna, unmute all of you. Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare, Hare Rama,
Rama Rama
Rama
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Yes, the others also, all of you should unmute and say once. Okay, before we start, it's always better to recite the Guru Pranam, think of the Lord, and then you start your activities. Okay, it will always benefit you. Yes, all of you unmute and say once, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Yes, very good. So today we are. Yes. Somebody wants to do the Guru Pranam? Vihana?
Yeah.
Somebody asked something?
No.
Okay, fine. Okay, so today it's the theme of the class is being in the mode of goodness. Okay, how one should be in the mode of the goodness. Okay, so you see here there are three different activities or a person. Okay, or different persons behaving in different modes. If you observe this slide. Okay, so what do you think is the first person doing? One of you? Advik? Okay, Krish, yes.
She's reading a scripture.
Yeah, she's reading she's doing her morning prayers or evening prayers. Then what is the second picture telling you about?
Do I have to say it?
Yeah, you say.
It's like showing person. So, well.
Okay, he's doing some bike racing. If you see,
Yeah.
right, he's going riding his bicycle very lot of speed. Very speedily. Okay, looks like he's going for a jolly ride or he's participating in some competition, like, right? And what is the third person doing?
The third person, she like dancing in a soft alcohol.
Yeah, okay, so the third person he's trying to play some music or he's dancing or is entertaining people in a restaurant or a bar, right? Okay, so out of the three, which do you think is in the mode of goodness?
The first one.
The first one, right? Because he is remembering the Lord. Okay, he's remembering the Lord, and in the other two, so this looks like more of passion. Okay, he wants to satisfy himself whereby speeding on the vehicle. He wants to bring the attention of the other people on him, right? So attention seeking and all that. The third is he's trying to entertain people. Okay, again, he's also trying to entertain people in a bar. Okay, and maybe they involve in unwanted alcohol and smoking and all drugs and all that. Okay, so the hell, the bar name itself says the hell, right? Okay, so if you observe, okay, yeah. Yes, Karthika, read.
In mode of goodness, one becomes peaceful, satisfied, generous, kind, helpful, and serene. He sees things in right perspective. In mode of passion, one becomes passionate, agitated, ambitious, envious of others' success, and desirous for sense pleasures. In mode of ignorance, one is insecure, fearful, depressed, confused, illusioned, and dull.
Yeah. Okay, so we have seen, okay, or I hope all of you have attended the Bhagavad Gita class, right? And in the Jnana chapters, the Lord tells, okay, one who is in the mode of goodness, he becomes, or what are the qualities to be when one is in the mode of goodness is they'll always be peaceful, they'll always be calm, okay, they'll be very humble, okay, they'll be very patient, okay. All these are the qualities of you always think about others, they think about others, they're humble, they are pious, they don't talk rudely to people, okay, they treat others well. All these are the qualities, okay, of one when one is in the mode of goodness, okay. So in the mode of goodness, one becomes peaceful, satisfied, okay, you're satisfied with whatever you have, okay, and whether you have success or whether you have a failure, whether I pass in my exam or whether I fail in my exam, I take both in the same spirit, okay. So you're satisfied with whatever results you get. You only do your karma, you only practice, or you only do your duty, and you surrender to the Lord, and you expect the results from the Lord, okay, based on what you have performed or based on what you have contributed. You expect the result from the God, or you completely surrender to the Lord. So you become more generous, you are very kind, you become very helpful, you become a very serene person, okay, wisdom and calm, composed, okay. So he sees the things in right perspective, okay. So you try to analyze, okay, when you succeed or when you fail, you try to analyze, sit and analyze, why did I succeed or why did I fail, okay. I have gratitude for the Lord, okay. If I succeed, I should have got a gratitude for the Lord, okay. And you always think that because of his mercy that you are able to achieve something, you are able to do something, okay. So when a person is in the mode of goodness, he becomes very peaceful, satisfied, generous, kind, helpful, serene, okay. So there are some 26 qualities where he exhibits all of them, out of them. And when he is in the mode of passion, one becomes passionate, agitated, ambitious, envious of others' success, and desires for sense pleasure. In the mode of ignorance, one is insecure, fearful, depressed, confused, illusioned, and dull. Okay. So when you are in the mode of passion, okay, like this bike rider, okay, you are see he's enjoying his speed, but the person sitting behind him is he's fearing, okay, he almost is flying off, right? He's so with him, and he's creating a fear for this unpleasant mood he's creating for this person behind him, right? So they don't think about others. So in the mode of passion, one becomes passionate, agitated, ambitious, okay. You're very ambitious, you just want to achieve anything, in I mean whether the path you take is good or whether it is right or wrong, you are ready to take because you want to achieve something in life, or you want to achieve your goal, okay. And then you become very envious of the other circus, or when we are in the mode of passion, we become jealous, okay. We'll have that pride, we have pride, we are affected by anger, we are affected by jealousiness, right? So all these qualities acquire when one is in the mode of passion. So envious of others, desires for sense pleasures, okay. You want to satisfy your eyes, you want to satisfy your nose, you want to satisfy your mouth, you want to satisfy your ears, okay, when you're in the mode of passion, okay, because all these are the sense objectives, okay, that will the body, right? All these you want to satisfy everything, right? You want to satisfy your mind, okay? Your mind craves for something and you want to satisfy it, Okay, and you're ready to do anything when you're in the mode of passion. And then you have the third type is the mode of ignorance, when one is insecure, fearful, depressed, confused, illusioned, and dull. Okay, so when you are in the mode of, so we know that when you're in the mode of goodness, that is the sattvic. Okay, the guna is sattvic. In the mode of passion, you are in rajasic gun, and when you are in the mode of ignorance, you are in the tamasic gun, right? So what are the qualities when one is in tamoguna or the tamasic guna is they fear, okay, because they do not believe in God, okay? They do not believe in God. They worship the demons, right? They they go behind spirits and ghosts. Okay, so they become more insecure, they become more fearful, they become more depressed. So these are all the qualities of the tamoguna person, or when you are in the mode of ignorance. Okay, then you become insecure, fearful, depressed, you are confused, you don't know what to choose, you become confused, one becomes confused in life. Okay, he will not be in a state to decide what is good for him, what is bad for him. Okay, and then you are always in you always one becomes illusioned, that is you unrealistic, you become unrealistic, and you always imagine things. Okay, you start imagining things, and again you become very sloppy, lazy, a very sleepy, dull-headed person. Okay, so that is all the qualities of the mode of ignorance. Yeah. So in you are able to see the presentation properly, right? In if it is this much,
Yes.
yeah. Okay. So now we have identified who is in. So out of the three pictures now, uh, you can say the first picture signifies the mode of goodness because he's thinking about the Lord, and the second and the third picture, okay, tells you about one is in the mode of passion, the other is in the mode of ignorance. Okay, and how can you come out, or how can you be in the mode of goodness? Can any one of you tell? Anybody? Yes, Kartika.
Pray to God, do devotional services to God.
Yeah, very good. Okay, so you have to remember the God. And do you remember what are the 9 types of devotional services? Anybody can remember what are the 9 different, or you can, if you know, you can put it in the chat box also. I don't see any answer in the chat. Yes. Anybody remembers what are the 9 types of devotional service? Have you heard of Shravanam, Kirtanam, Padasevanam, Dasyam?
Yes. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Padasevanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, and
Sakyam. Yeah.
and I don't remember.
Okay. That is, you have to, what is Shravanam?
Listen.
Yeah. Prerna, can you answer?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Can I say that sloka?
Yes, yes, you can say.
Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam Pata Sevanam Archanam Vandanam Dasyam Sakyam Atmanivedanam. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Can you say once again? Once again, Prerna.
Yes, Mataji. Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam Padasevanam Archanam Vandanam Dasyam Sakyam Atmanivedanam.
Yeah, so okay. So all of them, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Sakyam, Padasevanam, okay. So all this by hearing about the Lord, by singing his glories, okay, by completely surrendering, okay, Padasevanam, to surrender yourself to the lotus feet, okay. So all these are some of the qualities, or when you perform all this, you will always enter into a mode of the goodness, okay. So when I asked, when we started the class, okay, I said all of you should do the Guru Pranam, okay, think of the holy name and then you start, okay. So any activity you do, okay, it could be a fun activity, or it could be your academic activity, or it could be you want to go play, okay, whatever it is, okay, just think about the Lord, remember him before you start your activity. It will always do good for you when you're performing that activity, okay. So that's how one practices, or one can be in the mode of goodness, okay. Over the period, okay, it cannot happen sudden, but over the period, okay. That's why there is a need for you to spend at least 10 minutes of your day, or at least some part of your day, okay. Allot some time and practice this chanting of the holy name, okay. And you perform one of the, either one of the devotional practices. It could be hearing. So what all of you are doing by attending the class, the Bhagavad Gita class, or you are attending this values, moral values class, is that you are trying to listen to the glories, or what one should do in the mode of goodness, or how one should be practice the mode of goodness, okay. So you are trying to hear, okay. When you hear about the Lord, when you hear about good things, okay, your thought gets um, I mean, your thoughts, it converts your thoughts, okay? And your thoughts thoughts are the ones that will instigate your actions, okay? So when you think good, you always end up doing good, okay? So that's why. So how does that thinking capacity comes, or how can one always be in the mode of goodness, okay? It is a continuous effort, okay? It is a continuous practice. It is a uh, uh, I mean, you should consciously keep practicing that, okay. So how do I consciously keep practicing that, okay. So when you completely surrender to the God, when you become Krishna consciousness, or when you become God conscious, okay, automatically everything will fall in place, okay. So that's why you should that's why one should practice, okay. Either hearing about, you should spend some part of your day hearing about the Lord, or singing a kirtan to the God, okay, or do some Padasevanam, or do some Archanam, okay, do become a complete dasya, okay, to the Lord, okay. So those are the different types, there are 9 different ways in which you can please the Lord, okay, like how Lord Hanuman became his complete servant to Lord Rama, right? Or how Mirabai, or Kabir Das, Santa Kabir Das, okay, all they are completely, okay, day in and day out, they only sang the glories of the Lord, okay, so like that. Okay, so yes, Kartika, read.
This material nature, which is also known as Prakriti in Sanskrit, contributes of 3 qualities or gunas: the mode of goodness, sattva guna; the mode of passion, rajoguna; the mode of ignorance, tamoguna. Everybody in this world is contact with some modes of material nature and is controlled by them. As a puppeteer holds the strings and makes the puppet dance according to his directions, simply material nature holds the strings of these 3 modes and makes a living entity dance like a puppet according to their desires.
Yeah. Okay, so as I said, okay, everybody, okay, in this material nature, okay, which is, we are all in this earth, right? This earth is the material world, okay, and it is also called as the prakriti, the environment, right? And it constitutes, so when you are in this material earth or material nature, you are always affected by these three modes. The mode of goodness, that is sattva guna or rajo guna or tamo guna. The mode of passion is the rajo guna, and the mode of ignorance is tamo guna. So everybody in this material world will be affected, okay? Sometimes you are in the mode of goodness, sometimes you are in the mode of passion, sometimes you are in the mode of ignorance, okay? That's why sometimes we are very happy, we are in the state of happiness, we are happy, we do good to others, okay, some days. But sometimes the same person can behave in a different way, okay? He may be very angry, he may be very irritable, he may be very impatient, he may talk very rudely to certain people, okay? The behavior changes, okay, because you are affected by you are affected by the prakriti around you, or you are affected by the environment around you, okay? So people around you are there, your sense objects are there, that will send signals to your mind, okay? And so that the mind, it generates some thoughts, those thoughts will instigate actions, okay? It's like that, okay? So because you are affected by this material nature, and as a puppet, okay, so the strings of the mode is held by Lord Krishna, right? And so it is like he tries to pull the strings, okay, for you. So as a puppet holds the string and makes the puppet dance according to his direction, similarly, the material nature holds the string of the three modes and make a living entity dance like a puppet according to his or according to her desires. Yes, Prerna, read.
When a child when a child sees the puppet dancing, he feels that the puppet is doing so on his own. Similarly, the living entity who is actually controlled by the moods thinks that he is the doer and he is the controller of his own life. The Supreme Lord is not controlled by the three modes of material nature, although everything comes from him. Everything is God's creation, is categorized and influenced by these three modes. The influence of the moods can be seen everywhere. Let us let us suppose you are sitting in your reading room, engaged in study. There is no worldly, worldly disturbance, and you have a peace of mind. It means that you are situated in the mood of goodness. After finishing your study, you sit in your drawing room and switch on the television, seeing different kinds of
Temptations.
temptation makes you passionate, rajastic,
Increases your
and increases your hankering of sense pleasures. Thus, you are controlled by the mood of passion. While you are watching your favorite channel, your sister comes and changes the channel to her liking. The disturbance causes mood of ignorance to develop in your mind and you are filled with anger. In this way, we are controlled by three moods and takes on the corresponding qualities. Let us understand it more with a beautiful story.
yeah, very good. Okay, so we see that when a child sees, okay, it's like somebody is, because why one behaves. Sometimes they are in the mode of sattva guna, or they are in the mode of goodness, and sometimes they are in the mode of passion, and sometimes they are more in the mode of ignorance. Okay, so everybody can come in contact with one of these modes. Okay, it is like when you see, okay, it is like some puppet, or when you see, when I hope all of you have seen the puppet show. How many have not seen a puppet show, or at least familiar with the puppet show? Right, all of you. Yes, I don't see any hand raised, so I assume that everybody are familiar with the puppet show. Okay, when you see, yeah, so when you see, right, you only see the puppet moving. Okay, it moves his hands, it moves his legs when the play is going on, right? But nobody sees the string, okay, which is controlled by the person who is trying to maneuver or handle the puppets, right? Sometimes the same person will be trying to handle 3 or 4 puppets at the same time. Okay, it's like that. So when a child sees the puppet dancing, he feels that the puppet is doing on his own. Similarly, the living entity who is actually controlled by the modes thinks that he is doer and he is the controller of his own life. Okay, we feel that we are. I mean, it is. Because we don't see the supreme controller in us, right? We have the Paramatma who is residing inside us. We have the Atma and the Paramatma who is residing in us. And so we don't, since we do not see the Paramatma, we don't know that there is somebody beyond who is trying to control our a mind or our I mean we get influenced. Okay, we get influenced. So the Supreme Lord, okay, so we have learned that the Supreme Personality of Godhead, okay, is the controller. Okay, because he's the supreme controller, right? He is the supreme controller, is not controlled by the 3 modes. Okay, but Krishna, for the Lord, he's soul is permanent, his body is permanent, right? And he is the controller. Okay, so he doesn't get affected by the because of his spiritual body and the spiritual mind. He doesn't get affected by the prakriti. Okay, and but he pulls the strings for all of us, right? So the supreme controller is not controlled by the 3 modes of material nature, although everything comes from him. Everything in God's creation is characterized and influenced by the 3 modes. The influence of modes can be seen everywhere. Okay, so suppose, okay, you are as a small imagine that you are sitting in a reading room and you are engaged and you have engaged yourself reading a book. Okay, so there is no worldly disturbance. Okay, there is no worldly disturbance and you have a peace of mind. It means that you are situated in the mode of goodness. Okay, when you are when your mind is calm. Okay, when your mind is calm, when you are humble, you are patiently trying to do something. Okay, and when nobody disturbs you, your mind becomes very calm and peacefully you will be carrying out your activity. But when there is a disturbance, okay, you're doing some activity and there is a disturbance from the other person. Okay, so say suppose you imagine that you are sitting in a drawing hall, or you are sitting in your living room and you're watching something that you're passionate about. Okay, or you're watching one of your favorite films. Okay, and say immediately some your brother or sister or maybe your parent would want to switch off to another channel. Okay, so suppose at the same time, say there's a sports event that is coming on. Okay, and say your father or your mother wants to watch that. Okay, or say your one of your favorite mother's favorite serial comes. Okay, or say your father's favorite sports is also telecasted at the same time. Okay, and they want to switch to the other channel. Okay, then it is trying to disturb your or it is going to cause an hindrance. Okay, of course, if you have multiple TVs, okay, then it may to an extent you may not be affected, but still suppose we are limited. Okay, if we have limited and we have to do a sharing of the same resource. Okay, then all these crops up, right? So seeing different kinds of temptation makes you passionate and increase your hankering for sense pleasures. Okay, thus you are controlled by the mode of passion. And suppose while you're watching your favorite channel and your sister comes and changes the channel to her liking, this disturbance causes mode of passion to develop or ignorance to develop in your mind, and you are filled with anger. Okay, so there is a chance that you may feel that discomfort, okay, to switch off your or change over the channel. Or it can so happen that you're watching something very nice on the TV, and then it can tempt you, okay. You would also say you watch somebody, one of your favorite heroes, okay, and say you would also want to dress up like him. You also would want to act like him, okay. So that creates a temptation, that creates a passion in you, okay. So you see something beautiful there in that scene, okay. So you also want to imitate that, okay. You also want to dress up like that, or say you also want to have a fight scene like that, or you would also want to just imitate that person, okay. So then you are in the mode of passion. So in this way we are controlled by the three modes, and takes on the corresponding qualities, okay. So because you're affected by the surrounding, you can be put to the mode of goodness, or you can be in the mode of passion, or you can be in the mode of ignorance, okay. So let's see one small story, how this mode affect three brothers, okay. Vihan, read.
Yeah.
Yes, can you read,
Mataji, we
Vihan?
already read this story.
You already read the story,
Yeah.
Okay, can you, one of you, tell the story?
Can I?
Yes.
So there was three brothers who sells hat, and of course every day the brother went to the city to sell the hat. One day the first brother sat under a tree to relax, and there were some monkeys who came, and he stole his hat. And when the sailor woke up, he saw the monkeys wearing his hat. He shouted at the monkeys, but the monkeys didn't listen. He got the motive in the ignorance. The second brother went to sail. He also became tired, and he also sat under a tree relaxing. So when the monkeys had stolen his hat too, and he got the mode of passion. The third brother, who was very tired, he sat down the tree to have a relax. He's when he woke up, the monkeys had stolen his hat. Instead of being in the mode of ignorance or the passion, he had an idea. He took his hat off, and he waved it, and all the and the monkeys copied him, and he took the hat off, and the monkeys took the hat off. And then the sailor threw his hat, and the monkeys threw his hat too, and he got all the hat and went happily home.
Yeah. Okay. So this is a small story to describe the three brothers. Okay, and who are in different modes. Okay, they get influenced, or they are affected by the environment around them and how they behave. Okay, in response to that. Okay, so you have three brothers who sell the hat, and one of them sells that in the morning, and one goes in the afternoon, and one goes in the night. Okay, and then it so happens that during the travel for the sale of the caps, okay, they get tired and they fall asleep under a tree. Okay, but there are a lot of monkeys surrounding there, and which disturb their sleep. Okay, and they also take off their hats, and they try and I mean, they put on the hats, and they go up, hide the tree, and these men will not be able to do anything. Okay, it so happens that the first one, okay, the first brother who's called as the Tamogun, okay, so one who, as I said, one who is always fearful, is always irritable, he is always right. The same way, this person, he starts crying, and he doesn't know how to. He gets very sad, okay, because the way the monkeys are, they've stolen his hats and they're not returning back to him. They're gone and sat high up in the tree. Okay, he doesn't know how to get back those hats, and so he becomes very sad, depressed, and he starts crying, and again he goes back to his village. And then comes the second brother who's affected by the Rajoguna, right? And how he reacts to the same situation. Okay, he also walks all the way from the village to sell, and he gets tired and he comes back and sleeps under, takes rest under the tree. Okay, and when he's taking rest, he also, I mean, the monkeys, okay, they're already permanently they are staying in that area, right? Or in that forest area. So they again come, they see that he's also got some attractive hats, which different colors, okay, which attracts, the colors definitely attract people, right? So even the monkeys get attracted by the different color hats, and they take it away from the bag, and they steal it from his bags, and they go sit high, okay. And then this brother, okay, so he's affected by the Rajoguna, okay, so he's angry, okay, he gets very angry, and then he starts cursing the monkey, and he gave them all the bad words, okay. He talks unnecessary things to the monkey because they don't understand anything, but he starts scolding them, and he cursed them in all possible language and words, and he'll leave that place. And that shows his frustration. And later, the third brother, who's Satvaguna, okay, so he also faced the same situation, but he handles it in a different way. Okay, he doesn't get influenced by the monkeys around there, and he takes it in the right. He tries to handle the same situation in a different way. Okay, so he calmly and composedly and intelligently he tries to see how he can take back those hats from those monkeys. Okay, so he tries to play with them, right? He tries to put on the cap, and then he tries to see that the monkeys will start imitating him, right? They start imitating him, and then he tries to take off the cap and try to put it back in the box. Okay, so they also start imitating him because he's treating them well, right? He's trying to pretend like them, or be one with them, right? And so they feel that comfort, and they they try to imitate him, and they put back all the caps in the bag. Okay, and so that's how he is able to handle that situation. Okay, so one who is in the mode of goodness. Okay, that's why you should be calm. Any kind of situation that you come across, you should think calmly, you should composedly sit, think calmly, and see how you can handle that situation. Okay, you will be able to do it. That is what the gist of the story is. Okay, so by just shouting at those animals, you will not be able to do anything, or just crying over the situation. Okay, like how the two other brothers did. Okay, by shouting, or by getting angry over that situation, or by shouting, or just sitting and lamenting, okay, or sitting and crying over the situation, nothing can be achieved. Okay, but when you think calmly, when you sit in a place, you think calmly, how I can handle this situation, how I can see, his ultimate thing is he has to get back those cats, and so I mean hats, and then he has to go complete his sale for that day, right? So he should think how he can get back those caps from the monkeys. Okay, so that's what the third brother does. Okay, calmly sits, and he tries to imitate them, and then later they try to imitate him, and then he's able to achieve in getting back all the caps, right? So that's how one becomes intelligent also, when you are practicing, or when you consciously practice the mode of, be in the mode of goodness. Okay, you will be able to handle things intelligently. So the moral is all the, yes, Supreet, can you read the moral?
Yes, moral of the story. All the three brothers had to face the same situation. Their hats were stolen, but they reacted differently. Why do different people behave differently? That is because they are controlled by the three invisible ropes of the material nature. The invisible rope of ignorance controlled the first brother, Mr. Tamoguna. So he became sad, depressed, and he went away crying. The invisible rope of passion controlled the second brother, Mr. Rajoguna. So he became angry, shouted, became frustrated, and went away. The invisible rope of goodness controlled the third brother, Mr. Satwaguna. So he could think intelligently and get back all he had.
Yeah. Okay, as I said, so the way the situation is same for all the three, but how they handle definitely will matter. Okay, so we in life we will also be put to these kind of different kind of situations. Okay, we'll be affected by different kind of situations like this, and how we need to handle them. Okay, how we need to sensibly handle them is the lesson that you have to learn. Okay, so you should always, so you should practice to be in the mode of goodness so that you can handle any situation in life. Okay, so he could like the third brother, how he was the invisible rope of goodness controlled the third brother, Mr. Satvaguna, so he could think intelligently and get back all the hats. Those who are controlled by goodness are happy, intelligent, because they keep themselves away from sinful activities like meat eating, gambling, intoxication, having illicit connections. This their future is very bright, but still it is temporary unless they surrender to the God. Okay, so you should. That's why you should consciously. Okay, it is a consistent activity. It is a everyday activity that you have to practice. You have to think about the Lord. Okay, then only He will help you to be in the path of goodness. Okay, and consciously you should keep practicing it. Because what situation you face in the morning may differ from what situation you face in the afternoon, differs from what you face in the evening or in the night. Okay, so you keep the in this environment, in this material world. Okay, in this material world you are affected by different things. Okay, different ways you will be affected. Okay, so you should consciously and consistently keep on practicing to be in the mode of goodness. Okay, and this can happen. Okay, when this can happen, this cannot simply happen. Okay, so you should always think about the Lord. That's why I said any activity you do, whether it is a small activity or a big activity or not a very important activity, you just remember the God and just go ahead. Okay, something good out of it will definitely come. Okay, later you may not feel that importance, or you may not feel that goodness at that time. Okay, but later when you think about it, definitely you will experience that as you practice that. Okay, so that's how. So they're controlled by those who are controlled by goodness are always happy and intelligent, because they keep themselves away from all sinful activities. Yes, Yoshita Singh, read. Yoshita, you're there?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah,
From where, ma'am, should I read?
this one, this whole page. You're seeing the new page, right?
Yes,
Those
ma'am.
who are controlled. Yeah, read that entire
So
page.
by passion and passion are angry, frustrated, and addicted to hard work for fame and enjoyment. They experience some temporary pleasure and remain bounded in this world. Those who are controlled by ignorance are lazy, addicted to intoxics, and are always miserable. Their future is very dark. This chapter is designed to educate you in developing the mood of goodness in which you can become really happy and prosperous.
Prosperous.
prosperous. Let,
Let us
let
see.
us see how the three modes of material nature, which are like ropes that
Bind every human being
bl- bind every human being,
to
govern,
govern each of
govern each of their
thoughts and actions.
Yes, okay. So those who are controlled by passion are angry, frustrated, addicted to hard work for fame and enjoyment, and they experience some temporary pressure and remain bounded in this world. And those who are controlled by ignorance are lazy, addicted to intoxicants, and are always miserable. Their future is very dark. Okay, so one who is in the mode of passion, as I said, they're passionate about money. They may be passionate about fame. They're passionate about money. They're passionate about style, fashion. Okay, anything. Okay, they're passionate about that, and they want to achieve that in any way. Right, as I said, so it becomes an addiction. Okay, you're not happy with say the style keeps changing, the money. Okay, you are happy with 10,000 today, but tomorrow I would want to earn 1 lakh, and later I would want to make 1 lakh as 5 lakhs, and then later I want the money to be 1 crore. Okay, so my desire doesn't end with a few rupees. Okay, it keeps on increasing every day. I see another richer person, then I want to be more richer than him. I see a neighbor having a BMW, I would want to have I would also have an equally good car. Okay, I see my friend wearing a very fashionable dress, I would want to go purchase more fashionable or more costlier dress than him. Okay, so that is the passion. The desire keeps on increasing. Okay, you see, because you're affected by your eyes, you're affected by your nose, you're affected by your lips, you're affected by or you have these sense objects, right? Because of these sense objects, they create a desire in you. They create some moods in you. They create some thoughts in your mind. Okay, the thought will end up making you do some actions. Okay, so those who are controlled by ignorance are lazy, addicted to intoxicants, and always miserable, and the future is very dark. Okay, so I hope with this chapter you understood more clearly how you should develop the mode of goodness. Okay, and it's, as I said, it should be a continuous practice. Okay, so you see here goodness, passion, and ignorance kind of person. So is wise and sober. Okay, one who is in the mode of goodness, wise and sober. So they like the scientists, they always become famous personalities. Okay, they when you're thinking a lot. Okay, but you remain secluded in a place. You tend to be alone. You try to when you are not getting disturbed by the other activity, you become more prosperous. You become more intelligent. Your thoughts cannot be disturbed by others. Okay, so you end up being in good professions. Okay, like a scientist, or you become a philosopher, or you become a poet, like that. So, and the other is sports persons. Okay, so they are always passionate. Okay, they are passionate about the sports. They would want to become champions. They want to become the world number one champs and all that. Okay, and then who are in the mode of ignorance, they eat, sleep. Okay, they laze around and do nothing. Okay, so
I have a question.
yes,
When you mean by sports person, do you mean every person who plays sports are in mode of passion, or people who want to become champions in sports are in passion?
yes, who want to become champion, they become, see, just having an interest and building a profession in that is not considered, but you are passionate about that. You like, see, first that desire that I would want to play, I want to be best in cricket, I want to be best in tennis, I want to be best in wrestling, I want to be best in the table tennis or basketball, any sports for that matter. Okay, you start you build a career in that, but you become so passionate that you would always want to become a champ in that, right? You want to become a number one. Okay, that passion, every time you want to win all the medals. Okay, you would want to be called as the world number one, right? So you start developing that passion towards that sports, and you completely contribute to that, right?
Oh, okay, Mataji, thank you.
Yeah. And yes, and again, it's just not, see, having passion and continuing it as a profession is not bad, or it is not considered as rajoguna, but you should also always be humble. Okay, like how Sachin Tendulkar, right? He is considered to be the god of cricket, but he though he is considered as the god of cricket, okay, you always see him very humble, right? Wherever you meet him, the way he behaves there, okay, so he's so humble down, right? That's why they are able to make a name also, okay, they are equally. But you can also see Mike Tyson, okay, who went into a lot of trauma, okay, though he is considered as the world's best youngest wrestler, right? He was the youngest who won the world title, but later he fell down. Why? Because he lost his name also, fame, because of certain incidences. He was very bad, rudely he behaved with public, he rudely behaved with his family members. He almost begged his wife like so badly that she was almost about to die, like that, okay. So you become, so they lose their fame also like that only, okay. Then again, now again he has come back, okay. So again he was involved in drugs and things. They adapt illegal ways to achieve anything in life, okay. So it should not be like that. So the passion should not take you in a way that you adopt illegal ways, okay, wrong ways of achieving the name, okay. That is what we mean to say, okay. So most of the sports person, if you see, okay, they when they want to achieve something, they indulge in drugs, okay. They because they require a lot of stamina, right? If you have to endure so much or you have to perform, that stability of mind should be there, stability of body should be there. You should endure so much of persistent physically you should be very strong, right? So what they do, they try to adopt unwanted things, like they indulge in drugs, okay. So you might have seen many of the first, unlikely the other field, okay, for a scientist or a doctor or for an engineer, okay, unlikely in the other fields. In sports field, you can see that you find many people who have come out with the involvement of drug, okay. These marathon, they run marathons, right? They all you can see many of them they indulge in taking drugs, right? Even Mike Tyson also, right? He was caught for drug. He was suspended for some time, and then we even see in cricket also, we see that many of the players on the field, okay, they try to hit, okay, because they at that moment they in the fit of anger they try to hit the other team, okay, members, like that, okay. They involve in unwanted yeah, because that passion to win the game, the passion to win the title is so much that they completely they go out of their mind, okay. So that is what we mean to say. Why this example is taken is because of that, okay. I hope I am clear, right? Okay, so then you are yeah, one who is in lazy, okay, the when they are in lazy, you are always sloppy, sleepish, you always only indulge in eating, sleeping, unwanted things, okay, not required things, okay. Then qualities, okay, one word. So you are divine, okay, as qualities as if you're calm, you're patient, okay. When you can develop that all, when you become divine, when you remember the Lord, or you should practice patience. You will not simply get, okay. You have to be patient and not be talking less, okay. You should not be constantly keep talking some unwanted thing. There are some people, okay, who simply keep chattering. They simply keep without even thinking, they keep talking the whole day, okay. But when you practice, when you are in the mode of goodness, you only talk when it is required. You only talk when it can add value to the surrounding there, okay. So you practice that like that. But when you are in passion, or say when you are in the mode of ignorance, you simply keep talking whether it makes any sense, it doesn't make any sense, just to prove your point you keep talking, okay. So you should avoid those things, okay. And then again, what are their actions, okay. So reading thought-provoking books, unlimited. So one in the mode of passion, they have unlimited desires and longing. And then in the mode of ignorance, then you indulge in. So you can see this person is trying to involve himself in smoking, right? Madness and illusion. Again, happiness, one who is in the mode of goodness. Okay, so as I said, not being always in the mode of goodness is not a very easy task. Okay, see, somebody insults you. Okay, how can I keep quiet when somebody is insulting me? I want to give it back at that instant, right? It is not, I cannot say somebody comes and beats me. How can I withstand that? How I want to beat him back, right? So it's not very easy to always, but it is difficult, but with a consistent effort. Okay, so it looks, okay, to practicing goodness looks like a poison in the beginning, but at the end, it is a nectar. Okay, it is like eating honey. Okay, initially though it is, how can you endure, right? If somebody is scolding you, somebody is hitting you, or say somebody is rudely behaving with you, and how can you expect to be nice to such person, right? So it's not very easy, but with effort, with consistent effort, it can be possible. With the calm mind, it can be possible. Okay, with a balanced mind, it is possible. Okay, like how, see, yesterday we all had October 2nd, Gandhi Jayanti, how he practiced non-violence, right? He practiced non-violence and he was able to get us freedom, right? The way he practiced, right? Nobody in his, that's why he's called as the Mahatma. That's why he's called as the father of the nation. Okay, so he's practicing non-violence. He withstood so much of insults, right? But still, with this persistent effort, with this satyagraha, with this constant conscious practice of non-violence, we at the end, okay, we were able to get freedom for India, right? And that's why he's called as the Mahatma. Okay, so that's why, see, at the end, though he endured all that in his life, at the end, the world gave him the title as Mahatma. Okay, so it is a nectar that it's a nectar, right? So it's like that. So though it looks like a poison in the beginning, it's always a nectar at the end. Okay, so so what are all some of the, so getting up early in the morning, taking your taking bath in cold water, practicing good habits. Okay, remembering the Lord, spending some time for the Lord, and then doing your duties. Okay, all assigned duties to your, as a responsible girl or a boy, you have certain duties to play at different age groups, at different levels. Okay, so you have to practice that. Okay, and develop a good surround, give good environment around you. Okay, so that then you are always in the mode of happiness. Next, but when you are in the mode of passion and ignorance, initially it looked like a nectar. Okay, but later it is the poison at the end. Eating too many chocolates, like how, okay, you indulge in a lot of things, and then the next day you end up with a stomach upset, right? Or a toothache, you indulge in a lot of unwanted thing, and then your teeth get infected. Okay, and then delusion in the beginning as well as in the end, drinking wine and liquor. Okay, so all this, like, and then simplicity, cleanliness, self-control, non-violence. Okay, work done, and get happiness and knowledge. Okay, so when you are practicing goodness, austerity. Okay, in austerity, how it is going to contribute. Okay, you're a very simple person, you are very clean. Okay, you maintain your body clean, you maintain your surroundings clean. Okay, your, the room there where you live, the house where you live, your body. Okay, you neatly comb your hair, you have a good haircut. Okay, have a clean shaved body. Okay, I mean, take bath every day. Okay, and then wear neat and tidy clothes. Okay, so when so all these are some of the, and then again practice being humble, being simple, being good to others. You talk in a such a way that people find you attractive. Okay, people find you they should feel like they should hear you. Okay, I mean, constantly hear you. Okay, so they should feel that you are always good to them. Okay, it's like that. So and then when you are in passion and you are in mode of ignorance, you become very in the mode of passion, because you want to achieve, you put on the effort, but you have to continuously keep that doing that effort, because you are always, the desire doesn't end. I said, right? You are not happy with 10,000, you want to make 50,000. The next day it 50,000 will increase to 1 lakh, and 1 lakh will increase to 1 crore, and 1 crore will increase to billion and million, and like that. it goes on increasing, okay, the desire. So you have to keep on working, okay. So what you did for 10,000, you cannot adopt the same mechanism to earn 50, right? You have to put some more effort, and then to earn 1 lakh, you have to put some more effort. Then to earn 1 crore, you have to put some more effort, okay. So it becomes it's a constant engagement, okay. And when you are in the mode of ignorance, you are, because of the fear, because of the ignorance, anger, right? You tend to self-torture yourself, okay, and self-injure yourself, okay. So you see, many times you see this person committed suicide, that person committed suicide. I mean, this happened to, I mean, they died in accident, okay. So many news we hear every day, one or the other person, right, committing suicide, and they all are depressed, okay. They are in the mode of ignorance, okay. They torture themselves, okay. We should always understand that we have a Paramatma residing in us, okay. We have to respect that body, okay, the body that God has given us. We have to respect it. We have to respect the soul inside us. We have to respect the super soul inside us, okay. So when you die like this, you come back, okay. When you self-torture yourself, when you end up doing such activity, you come back to this material world, because some hankering is there, some wish that you were not able to achieve, or you are depressed about something. So again, you come back to this material world, okay. But our ultimate goal is that we have to reach the Lord. We have to I mean, we should not come back to this material world, okay. So that should be the ultimate goal for us, right? And decision making, again, like the third brother, okay, how he took the decision. So it always helps you to take a bright future, take the right step. And when you are in the other two modes, it's a miserable future, unlimited desires, and dark future, and all like that. Behavior also respectful, bowing to the head before the mother, okay. That is why, that's why you are humble, okay. You bow humble when you bow around to your elders, that you are paying the respect to them, right? You are paying the respect to their age, to the soul in them, to the super soul in them, okay. You completely surrender, okay. And then when you are in mode of passion, you are very active and ambitious, as I said, and here you enjoy insulting others, okay. So this boy, so he's rudely talking to his parents, you can see, speaking rudely to others, okay. So you all these behaviors, so you should avoid these kind of behaviors. Again, this is some influence on various species, or the animals also, okay. So as I said, so after 84 lakh species, you take the human form, okay. Passing all these 84 lakh species, you have come to a human form. The human form is the best, right? You have the intelligence, you have the mind to think, you have you whatever you think, you can put it to action also. But the animals are not like that, right? But when you practice passion, and when you practice ignorance, there is a tendency that you come back to the lower grade of species also, okay. So you should be very alert, and you should consciously practice the goodness, okay. So you have goodness is the cow, okay, eats only fresh vegetables, food, mother of all living entities, and provides us milk, okay. So cow is considered to be the go mata, right? So that's why whenever somebody is humble and nice, they always compare them to the cow, right? And then you have the passion. Tiger kills and eats flesh of other animals. Okay, when you're so as the food habits also can instigate you to be in the mode of goodness, passion, and ignorance, right? So this is to show, okay, about that. Okay, kills and eats flesh and other animals. Forest aggressive. It's aggressive in nature and very restless. And then you have ignorance, jackal, an example. It eats whatever is left over by other animals, and it's a lazy animal, and it is active in the night, right? Owls, jackal. So whatever the wild animals kill, okay, they come and eat the flesh of that, okay, the leftover. They come and eat the leftovers. Okay, and again practicing early to bed, right? Early to bed and early to rise. Is a practice of when you are in the mode of goodness. Okay, every I mean you are quite peaceful mind words better during the time. Okay, and then passionate, where noon time is considered to be the passionate time. We develop passion, desire to achieve something, and night time makes us dull, sleepy, and we feel lazy and with no goal in the mind, right? And then the atmosphere. Okay, the village is peaceful, healthy atmosphere, people have time for each other. But when in the city life you become more busy, right? You because you have to make a living. Okay, that's why for Kali Yuga the chanting of holy name is given, or Lord Chaitanya gave us the because we cannot obviously, because for our own reasons, for our own education, the education that we have taken up, the fields that we have chosen, we cannot sit in a village, right? Where we have to come to the city to make a living. Okay, and simply sitting and chanting also will not yield us anything. Okay, so just remember the Lord and perform whatever duties you are doing. Okay, so in whatever field you are, try to be in the mode of goodness and try to do good to others. Okay, so very fast life, disturbing atmosphere with no time for each other. Each one, I mean, for every one's own relative. And when you are in the mode of ignorance, so sinful atmosphere surrounding with sorrow, pain, and yes. So this, yeah. So fresh vegetables again, the food also, right? Pure sanctified food. It brings happiness, and too hot and pungent sour food will disturb. Okay, body. It will disturb your body. You may have end up having acidity. You may have and end up having stomach pain and all that. Okay, and then again when you indulge in the meat eating and alcohol and all that, again they when it is very hard for the digestive system to digest such hard foods, right? The flush, it could be the meat or even the alcohol. It can bring down your livers, and it can bring down, affect your body, right? Again, those food you cannot foul smelling. They are foul smelling, and so bad smell food then obtained by violence, and it causes sickness and make people hard-hearted. Okay, so you have the, and again they also carry some diseases, right? You have the bird flu and things like that. Okay, so you may end up degrade. I mean, you may end up feeding some unwanted thing to your body. Okay, which again is a disrespect that you are showing to your body and the soul in that and the super soul in that. Okay, so those situated in the mode of goodness gradually go upward to the higher planet, and those in the mode of passion live on the earthly planets, and those in the abominable mode of ignorance go down to the hellish world. Okay, so this is the shloka 14.18. Okay, so here it is. So this was about yeah. Aim is that to attain the platform of pure goodness is the goal of the human life. So in pure goodness, a person has unalloyed devotion to Supreme Lord, and he performs only these activities or those activities which please his beloved Lord. In this way, only by surrendering to the Lord, one attains the platform of pure goodness, and he attains freedom from the three modes. Therefore, those who are actually serious about human life should take to the mode of goodness, and in good and should always associate with good people. Okay, so more, as I said, it is not very easy to be in the mode of goodness. Okay, because you are influenced by the surrounding. Okay, that's why they always, it's a warning, you have to always be very careful when you're choosing your friends. Okay, the company that you stay, you should always you should be very careful. Okay, so you should associate with good people, transcend the modes, and become situated in the God consciousness or platform of pure goodness. This is the aim of the human life. Yes. So there are some questions that you need to answer. Let me share that. Yes. Yoshita, can you answer the first question? Can you see the question? The qualities of three brothers. Are you able to see the question?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. The qualities of three brothers in Ramayana. Okay, so these are the three brothers, Ravana, Kumbhakarna, and Vibhishana. They are three brothers. Identify in which particular mode they are. So the a little characteristics about them is given in the answer here. Ravana always passionate for more wealth and sense pleasure. Kumbhakarna always eating abominable foodstuffs and sleeping unlimitedly. Vibhishana always serves Lord Ramachandra and was well-wisher of everyone.
Ma'am, Vivishana is Sataguna and Kumbhakarna is Tamaguna and Ravana is Rajaguna.
Vibhishana is
Sataguna.
Sattva Guna. Yeah. Ravana is
Rajaguna, ma'am.
yeah. And Kumbhakarna is
Tamaguna.
Tamoguna. Yes, very good. Okay.
Kumbhakarna
So
is
you are in, he is in the mode of passion, he is in the mode of ignorance, and he is in the mode of goodness. Okay. So Sattva, Tamo, and Rajoguna. Yes. Yeah. And again, this you have to fill in the blank space with the qualities of each given in the three modes of material nature. Time, place of residence, food, and animals. Can you answer this? Oh yeah, let me ask somebody else. Kartika, anybody, if you know the answer, you can raise your hand also. Yes, Kartika, you would like to answer?
Actually, I think I should let someone else go.
Okay. Prerna? Advik, yes. Advik, you can answer.
What should I answer? What should I answer?
Second one, second question. See, time is given. Which do you feel is the best time for goodness, passion, and ignorance? We saw, right? Yeah, what was the time we saw for goodness?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes. Yes, you can answer if somebody else.
Can I answer the question?
Yeah, yeah,
Very
yeah.
short.
Yes, yes.
I can't hear anyone.
First one, huh?
goodness and ignorance, Kumbhakarna.
Time, okay, early morning, okay, early morning. And afternoon is the mode of passion, and late evening is your ignorance time, in time. Okay, place of residence, okay, wherever you are, when you are in goodness mode, okay, you are residing in
I
a very
can't hear
clean place.
anyone.
You are not able to hear? What about others?
We are able to hear you, Mataji.
Yes, okay. So place of residence, okay. Place of residences, you choose to be in the company of good people. You are in a very clean place, okay. So that is when you are in the mode of goodness. When you are in mode of passion, you are you are surrounded by yes. Advik, you want to answer? Or you can type in the chat also if you know the answer. The attendance form is already shared. I have shared the attendance form. Kindly fill that also, all of you. This is, I'm sharing even now. All of you fill the attendance form also. Okay, and then you can make a note of the question, and maybe you can share your answer later also. Food, the type of food, okay, when you are in goodness mode, you indulge in fruits, vegetables, okay, and when you are in mode of passion, you indulge in chocolates and cakes and all that stuff. Okay, in ignorance, you are indulging in alcohol, meat eating, and all that. Okay, animals, again, for goodness, you have cow, passion, you have the tiger, lion, okay, all meat eating animals. And then you have ignorance, you have the jackal, wolf, okay, dog. And then tick the qualities of a person in the mode of goodness. Satisfaction is in the mode of goodness. Respectful, again, is in the mode of goodness. Simple, again, is in the mode of goodness. Misery, you are in the mode of ignorance. Clean, mode of goodness. Happy, you are in the mode of goodness. Enjoying insulting other people, you are mode of tamoguna, okay, or ignorance. Wicked, you are ignorant. Knowledgeable, you are in the mode of goodness. Self-control, you are mode in the mode of goodness. Passionate, you are in mode of rajoguna, or mode of passion. Respectful, again, you are in the mode of goodness. Yeah. Okay, and then you have, let us understand the behavior of a living entity in the body of different types of animals. Study carefully and fill up the blanks with either of the three words. Okay, so you have to read this. All of you read, and you have to fill this word: passion, ignorance, and goodness. You can complete this. So this ends your class. I think this is the last question. Oh, there's one more. Okay, so here you have to identify the behavior of a person in the following picture. Classify them in the goodness, passion, and ignorant. Write the correct option in the space provided. Okay, so here. So one is in the mode of
Goodness,
yeah. Two is in the mode of
passion,
yeah. Three is in the mode of
ignorance.
ignorance. Similarly here, these 1, 2, and 3.
One is in the mood of goodness.
Yeah,
The second is in the mood of passion. The third is in the mood of ignorance.
yeah. Okay. Why you are calling him passion? He's not giving it to the animal. Huh? Is it like that? He can also be in the mode of goodness, because he's trying to put the waste in the dustbin, right? So these two are in mode of goodness. So he's trying to keep the environment clean. Okay, so these both are in the mode of goodness, and he is in the mode of passion, or I mean, he may, if you assume that he's rudely talking to somebody, then he is in the mode of ignorance. Okay, yeah, and this you can tell. Although all animals are in the mode of ignorance, they are influenced by the modes of goodness and dash in varying degree. Cows, for example, are very simple and their behavior is very mild. They are influenced by the mode of goodness to some extent. The ferocious nature of lions, tigers, on the other hand, reveal their passionate consciousness, while camel are almost completely in the mode of ignorance, because camels, they store their food, they are always constantly eating, right? And so in a similar manner, in the family of birds, the swans are very noble and gracious, showing symptoms of goodness. Hawks, eagle, and peacock are predominantly in the mode of passion, and vultures and crows are predominantly in the mode of ignorance. Although the biological form in the same family are similar in nature, the consciousness and behavior of these birds and animals are different. Thus, there are millions of forms where the eternal self, or the living being, temporarily resides, display his behavior according to how the three modes of material nature affect his consciousness. Okay. So I hope you understood, right?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes. Okay. So all of you filled your attendance also. I hope
Yes,
everybody
Mataji.
filled your attendance. Have any questions? Do anybody have any questions? No, right? Yeah. Shall we end the class then? If you have no questions, we'll end the class.
Okay.
Okay? Yeah, fine. Yes. Hare Krishna to all of you. We'll meet next time. Okay?
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.